I'm really betting that this administration does not really have a vision or a plan of any kind. And if they do, by some miracle, it certainly cannot be described as a peace plan. That's a total misnomer, because their policy so far has really shown that what they're interested in is essentially bludgeoning the Palestinians into accepting Netanyahu's terms. And that's just not going to lead to any kind of lasting peace agreement. So there really is no point in engaging in any kind of peace negotiations in the current.
We heard a critic of AIPAC earlier say that until AIPAC, or any conference for that matter, actually has some specific plans or some specific details from the Trump administration, it's just platitudes regardless of what is said at this conference. I assume you agree.
Certainly. And, you know, it's kind of interesting that right now at AIPAC, you have a bit of incoherence happening, because AIPAC has always defined being pro-Israel as unconditionally supporting whatever Israeli policy is. And they also simultaneously want to speak for the American Jewish community. They want to be bipartisan. They want to be pro-peace. But certainly in the current era, those things don't go together, because you have an American president who is very unpopular with the American Jewish community, according to polling, unpopular with Democrats, and he's backing an Israeli coalition government that is pretty extreme and anti-peace. So when you put all these elements together, you end up hearing contradictions really at AIPAC, where the executive director, Howard Kor, is talking about a two-state solution while hosting Israeli officials who essentially oppose the two-state solution and are in favor of expanding more and more settlements. Just, it doesn't go together anymore.
Well, and it's not just the director of AIPAC. There was Vice President Pence on this day who said the Trump administration would support a two-state solution if that's what the parties want. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's rhetoric at this point. It's the fig leaf that they throw at the end of everything to try to cover for the fact that their policy has been incredibly one-sided. So you support one side that is the occupying power over an occupied population. You encourage them to violate their rights. You encourage them to build more settlements effectively. And at the end of it, you say, but we're not opposed to peace. We're in favor of peace, if that's what the parties want. The parties cannot resolve this on their own, because there is such a significant imbalance of power. The only way this conflict is going to be resolved if there is meaningful pressure on Israel to make it more interested in ending the occupation of the Palestinian territories. And in the absence of that pressure, any talk about a two-state solution or peace is, at the end of the day, just platitudes.